I want to give you my honest advice and experience that I had over the last 2 years, especially with NoFap. It was somewhere around end of 2023 where I was talking to my friend. We were out in the city, and he asked me, "Do you jerk off? Do you watch porn?" I think it was like, "When was the last time you watched porn?" And I told him yesterday. And then he told me he hadn't watched for porn for about half a year. And to me, this was like really impressive. So I was like, well, I don't want to be this pussy. I want to get on this thing as well. I kind of knew what NoFap was at the time, but I didn't really know much. So for me, the problem I did was I saw it as a goal. I didn't have any goals, any purpose, anything. So this was my goal, no porn, no ejaculation. So that's what I did. Couple of days flew by. I had urges and everything, but I never actually gave into relapse because it was like I found it as a challenge between me and my friend. And then I did start to see a lot of good side effects on that. But the problem was, since I didn't have any goals, I didn't have any purpose. I haven't found my purpose then. So I was basically just doing this, you could say, in a way for fun. And then 2024 rolls around, and it's a couple of months in, and I'm getting bad urges. I'm getting bad urges, like sexual urges, like I just want to have sex. So, being how down bad I was, I didn't watch porn yet. So I think it was around 4 or 5 months since I was on this NoFap journey, but like I said, I didn't have any goals. I didn't have my purpose sorted. It wasn't like a sort of lifestyle, it was a challenge. So that's where I already fell off. So anyway, back to my story. I was literally so down bad. I went on, was it dating apps? No, I went on Snapchat and I just like added a bunch of girls. I literally just wanted to hook up with someone because this other classmate told me, if you want to hook up, just go on Snapchat, talk to a bunch of girls, and you will sleep with one of them. So me not having much morals at that time, me being kind of stupid, me literally just wanting to lose my V card because there were people who were telling me, you're still a virgin, I was kind of made fun of at school by this one kid, then sometimes at the gym by this other kid, and it got to me. It really got to me. So I listened to them and I wanted to lose my virginity. So I pretty much just went on Snapchat, added a bunch of girls, talked to a bunch of girls. Not gonna go into details, I don't want to expose myself too much, but went from there. I think I might have tried some dating apps. I'm not too sure. I think I might have made a Tinder account, swiped like until I got no more swipes, and then I was like, this app's stupid, so I just deleted it, uninstalled. And just talking to a lot of girls like online. So pretty much there was this one girl that I talked to, and my parents were away for I think 2 nights or that night. And I remember it like today. I was at the gym, I was working out, and in the meantime I was talking to this girl. And then I was like, literally, do you want to like come hook up at mine? I will pick you up. And this is this funny analogy I just want to put in is, if you only have one girl, you're gonna be just so driven towards her. Even if she's the worst girl, you're gonna be driven towards her because you have no other options. The reason I'm saying this was at that time in the gym, there was a pretty girl that I don't want to talk to because she was from I went to a class on driving, and she was from there. She was a bit of a dumbass. But anyway, I was looking at her, I was like, do I talk to her, do I not? And then I messaged this girl, and I walked outside of the gym already. And I was like, okay, I didn't talk to the girl. And this girl replies to me, yes. So I'm all happy and shit, you know. I'm like, oh my God, I'm gonna lose my virginity tonight. I get home, I clean the house, you know, I make my room tidy, and then I pretty much just wait. I was talking I was talking to these other girls. I was on a video call with them, and I pretty much just wait. Then I go drive. It's like 30-minute drive to go pick her up. She snuck out of her house. It was awkward. I have to say it was a bit awkward, but once we got talking, it was okay. But I always had that thought in my mind, bro. Once you get home, like you have to do this shit, and that's when I started to get nervous. Anyway, get back to mine. We come into my room and everything, and then we're just sitting on my bed. And she's like, so how many times have you done this with girls? And I say none. I find this so embarrassing. She literally told me, you could have told me before that you were a virgin. Now I feel all the pressures on me. And at that time, I was like, my mind was just telling me like, you're not doing this. You're not gonna do this. You're just a pussy. And I remember her telling me, do you want to watch something? And I literally, me being the stupid retard I told her I don't watch porn. This girl meant a movie on Netflix, but I was so sexualized at that time that my mind was just fucked. So anyway, we start watching a movie. By the way, if you do this, never watch a movie with a girl. It never ends up well. Anyway, we're watching a movie, and I'm just sitting there. I'm like, do I make a move? Do I not? I look at her. She's staring into the screen, and I'm like, ah, shit. Her mum keeps messaging and texting her because she snuck out and she wasn't allowed to. So her parents are starting to get scared of her. Anyway, she calls her mum, and then she tells me, oh, do you think you can just take me home? And to be honest, this girl genuinely found me attractive. We could have probably done it then. But to me, in my head, I was like, I've got the whole night, you know, why do I make the move now? Which is stupid, by the way. Do not ever do that. I'm not promoting degeneracy here. I'm just saying it was stupid. So anyway, we get back into my car, 35-minute drive out there. It's like close to 12 p.m. midnight. No one on the streets. And this bitch is asking me, she's like holding a microphone. She's like, so to my mouth, so what do you think of that night? What do you think of like this? Are you sad? Are you disappointed in anything? She just wanted to like, not slap her, but I felt like it. I was like, just shut up, you know? Like, it made me emotionally, like, not her, but I was like, oh, come on, man, you know, like, when am I gonna get this chance? She was pretty and everything, like, she put on, like, all this perfume, she wore nice, like, clothes and everything, like, kind of a dress and everything, made her hair, did everything, and I was just a stupid guy who didn't know how to make a move. Anyway, I drop her home, and then I'm driving back, and I'm, like, all sad and shit. I get home, my pillow still smells like her, so I'm like sad and everything. Wake up the next day, I go gym and everything, and then I message her. I'm like, oh, we need to finish that movie, because I don't know what else to say. And she's like, yeah, we should another time. Long story short, friends told me at school I should like take her on a date first and then, you know, do something. So I tried to initiate that. I was like, how about we go grab food, do something, blah, blah. And then she literally just told me, I'm not trying to get a boyfriend at the moment. This girl was pretty pure, I have to say. What she has told me is she literally just had a boyfriend and it didn't work out. So at least she was honest. I mean, you could say she wasn't, but to me, it's like you wouldn't really lie to a person you're trying to hook up with. Like that's what I see it as. Anyway, and then pretty much after a couple of months, I met this other girl, And that was literally just for fun. We just meet. I think no, we did kiss. That was like my first kiss and everything, and that was a bit awkward to be honest. And I remember I was working at my work one night when this girl I messaged this girl or something. I was like, "Do you want to hook up?" And she was like, "Yeah." And then she showed me what she looked like because, okay, I'm gonna be honest with you. I was down bad, but I had more options. They just weren't really hot. So like I declined them because I was like, yeah, well, I'm not losing my virginity to these people, you know. And she said yes, and she looked really pretty. And we messaged and everything, and it was like 1 or 2 days after that. So I literally remember driving all the way out to hers. It was like a 40-minute drive, waiting somewhere in a Macca's car park because she was waiting for her sister to fall asleep so she can sneak out the house. I pick her up. This girl didn't even dress so nice. She was in like pajamas or something. But instantly, like, there was kind of a connection. We just clicked. We just knew how to talk to each other. It was pretty nice. And then I was actually just trying to find a place to do, you know. So she was more experienced than me. We did it. And then she literally just said, that was the best time I've had it. If you want to do it again, just let me know. I drop her off. I'm driving home. I'm like texting my mate. Oh my gosh, I lost my virginity. You know, I've got like, and she said got this. I've got my own little hoe now. To be honest with you, when I lost my virginity, it wasn't something amazing. It wasn't something fantastic. If I did it with someone that I actually loved or wanted to like be with, I feel like it would have been different. Or maybe, you know, just just cold approaching a girl, talking to her, going out and then doing. That would have been way better than just trying to actually just like hook up. For me, I'm just disgusted in myself. The only person whose fault it is, it's mine. I hold myself 1000 accountable. And yeah, I could have done something different, but looking at all of this, it's experience. It got me to where I am today. So anyway, continuing my degenerate story, I I go home and I message her. What about? I think it was like tomorrow or something because my parents were gone for the night. I bring her to mine, you know, blah blah. And I'll give you this. Yeah, I'll tell you this. If you sleep with a girl like I did, right after you basically ejaculate, go shower. Don't sit there cuddling with this girl. I made that problem. I was just sitting there cuddling with this girl, being all nice. And that's when you start to build like a connection. I genuinely felt something for this. I don't want to say it's mean, but basically for this hoe. And then one day after, she came over again. She slept the night because her sister was like worried where she was, so I had to. But basically deja vu. I had to drive her home and everything. And then she's like, she wants to date me. And I literally told her, I'm not going to date you because of your past. Her past was not good. This girl was a walking red flag. She had a body count probably of 5 at the age of 16. 5 at 16. She had multiple boyfriends. And not at that time, but anything. And later on, she told me she was still doing like friends with benefits with the guy, but she stopped it the moment she saw me. So me being the stupid retard I was like, well, I'm getting attention from a girl, you know, she's pretty and everything. Who cares about her past? It did hurt me. Her past really did hurt me, but to me it was like I made the mistake, you know. I'm getting attention. I'm just gonna take it. There were so many red flags. And we basically just started dating from then, and 2 weeks after I asked if she wants to be my girlfriend. But for me, it was, I don't know, like, I talked to my friend about it, and I do have to admit that I was being a retard. All accountable, it's only me. But there were times where she was trying to brainwash me. Like, I literally remember telling her, like, this isn't okay, like, your past and everything at the start. And she's like, she got upset at me for why am I judging her? And yes, to a girl, it's harsh when you judge them. But then again, I told her, like, the shit you did was disgusting. I remember driving past these bathrooms, and she's like, I remember I sucked off a guy in here. Do you want that to happen to you? Like, I'm making this video for, like, to share my story. I want to share this story with you. Believe me, brother, I don't want you going through something like I did. It's not a nice feeling, especially when you look back at it. Yes, in the moment, you're going to enjoy it, and you're going to feel like everything's great and everything. But then when you're 2 months looking back at your whole entire relationship, and when you've got some common sense knocked into you, you're going to look at it very, very differently. So yeah, there were times where she was like kind of brainwashing me. She got upset at me when I wasn't texting her much and everything, when I was dry to her, which I understand, but I was still trying to like do things. I still didn't completely go into degeneracy. I was just dating her and everything. We were, it was just like any other relationship. And to me, we always told ourselves, this is a relationship better than everyone else because we truly love each other. I'd say mine was just, I hope she never watches this because I think it hurt her, but to me it was just brainwashed love. I never really experienced this before, so whatever I saw I took. I was just being a stupid retard. And she actually reached out to me, I think a couple of days ago. She was messaging me and calling me. And I just deleted it without looking at her. I hang up on her because I don't see any point talking to her. I'm not gonna achieve anywhere. You might call me shallow for this, but I don't care about her anymore. It sounds bad, but when you're with someone for a year and you don't get much, you don't get far. I'm not saying it's her fault. I'm literally saying all of this is my fault. But I'm saying there's no point talking to this girl because I know she probably wants to reconnect or something. Otherwise, why would she be texting me saying, I had a dream about you, did you have one as well? Like, who does that? But it is all my fault. And I have to admit that, yeah, there were some nice times in the relationship, but throughout the whole entire relationship, I had this deep down feeling of in a way, this isn't right. I don't see myself with this person. Even though we talked about marriage and everything, having kids, living together, I saw myself not being with this girl deep, deep down. Because I was literally, instead of me listening to my emotions, she was telling me, you can't judge me by my past. You can't judge me for this. You're judging me for this. You're judging me that. Blah, 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 blah. But eventually, 2 months ago, I think we broke up. I broke up with her because I was like, look, I'm losing feelings and I don't think this is the right way to go. And I did it because I talked to my friend. I actually opened up to my friend, and that was the best thing I could have done. Yes, it was hard. It was hard for 2 weeks, I didn't want to eat the first or second day. This was actually on Easter, the day before Easter. So we had hot cross buns in the morning. I was like, okay, I'm not really hungry. But slowly after that, I think 2 weeks, because I had wisdom teeth pulled out, so I couldn't do much. I was just in bed lying all day. But after that, I went to the gym. I set out goals. I journaled, found my purpose. I basically fully hopped into self-improvement. All this anger, all this stuff, I literally just used it as fuel. And I'm gonna be honest, for these last 2 months, these 2 months have been the happiest months of my life. Even though half of it is like gym, working on my goals and everything, I really, really enjoy it. I quit my job not long ago so I can focus this. I'm still running another business. So I'm basically a full-on entrepreneur now. I'm a man of my own time, so it feels great. Like I said, I am very, very grateful for my life. I am not done and I'm not satisfied where I am, but I'm grateful. So the reason I made this video was I don't want you to do what I did. I don't want you to make these unnecessary mistakes and have all this unnecessary pain when you don't have to. Because there are times when I'm driving and I think of this and I get so mad and pissed at myself that I let this happen to me. I'm like, why did I do this, you know? I should have known better. At the end of the day, it's a learning experience. I'm not going to regret any of this because sitting there having regret is not going to get me anywhere. But yeah, I'm not going to lie to you. There are days where I'm really mad and pissed at myself. But it could be a lot worse. So I don't want you to go through a similar thing like I did. If you have, or if you are right now, look at it. Because once you get out of it, there is literally light at the other side of the tunnel. I feel great right now and I can share my journey with you and I can help you. Click here to watch this next video. See ya.